met noordelijke richtingen. Minimumtemperaturen omstreeks 15 graden, maxima morgen rond 22 graden. Dan nog de vooruitzichten voor woensdag en donderdag. Vrij zonnig en voornamelijk droog met normale temperaturen. De tijd zijn van 7 uur precies. Verloven vraagt de constant kleurenfolder met alle 130 modellen. Briefkaart Constant Ateliers Rotterdam.
Zo heerlijk, zo geurig. Pijlmel Export, wereldbekend aroma. Leef met plezier, rook met plezier. Rook Pijlmel Export.
Highly successful sound of wonderful Radio London. Wonderful Radio London. This is wonderful Radio London. Where you're hearing things. With your hearing things. You're a buzzing cat and your wear is that the one that's in on every play. The inside Big L. Wherever you go, go with Big L. Go. You're hearing things. You're hearing things. On wonderful Radio London. Wonderful Radio London. Wonderful Radio London.
Wonderful Radio Big L. Wonderful Radio London.
Hallo luisteraars en een goede maandagavond op deze 14 augustus 1972. En welkom bij deze speciale aflevering van de Lex Show en de Ad Bouman Top 10. Geen Lex Show, ook geen Ad Bouman Top 10, maar in plaats daarvan een herdenkingsprogramma rond Radio Londen, een Engels radiostation dat 5 jaar geleden uit de lucht verdween. De overeenkomst tussen Radio Londen en Radio Veronica was dat ze beide van het schip uitzonden. En Radio Veronica is er nog, Radio Londen is er niet meer vanwege een Engelse wet die op 14 augustus 1967 in werking trad. Toen ging het station samen met 10 andere radiostations de lucht uit, want ze lagen met z'n allen rond de Britse kust. En wat wij gaan doen in de komende... Nou, dat zien we nog wel, maar een aantal dingen laten horen die met het station te maken hadden. We hebben net al wat jingles gedraaid en het eerste wat we gaan laten horen was een van de eerste Radio Londen Top 10 lijsten die hier bekend zijn. We gaan terug naar januari 1965.
From Big L, hit, line, international. We gotta do that, we gotta do that. Every evening, with all my dishworker suit, I call my baby, and let's go watch a movie. I met some movies, but she don't seem to dig that, and then she asked me, why don't I come to her flat and have some supper, and let the evening pass by, making records, this sounds a groovy high five. I say, yeah, that's what I say, yeah. My baby loves me, she gets me feeling so fine, she loves me. She makes me know that she's mine. And when she kisses, I feel the fire get hot. She never misses. She gives it all that she's got. And when she asks me, she says the thing is okay. I got my answer. The only thing I can say, I say yeah. That's what I say. I say yeah.
We've already said
Radio London needs more and more music. Since you gotta go,
You have a date for every day tonight. Some distant bell starts chiming now. You wanna see her? You wanna see her? Oh yeah. So you wait and wait. Girl, don't come. The time rolls on, those minutes fly by. You wanna go, but just to try, guy. You wanna see her. You wanna see her. Oh yeah. So you wait and wait. Girl, don't come.
Well, if you're feeling down, come on and get happy with wonderful Radio London. Baby's good to me, you know she's happy as can be, you know she said so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. Baby says she's mine, you know she tells me all the time, you know she said so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. I'm so glad that she's my little girl. She's so glad she's telling all the world that her baby buys the things, you know. He buys a diamond ring, you know she said so. She's in love with me and I feel fine. Wear your hearing things, wear your hearing things.
There's a place for us, somewhere a place for us. Peace and quiet and an open hand. Wait for us somewhere. There's a time for us, a summer day, a time for us. Time together with a time to spare. Time to learn, time to care. Someday, somewhere, we'll find a new way.
Wonderful Big L, Radio London, wonderful Big L.
Life goes on day after day. Hearts torn in every way. So ferry cross the Mersey, 'cause this land's the place I love, and here I'll stay. People, they rush everywhere. Each with their own secret care. So ferry cross the Mersey.
That's what my mama told me when I was about knee-high. She said, son, be a proud man and hold your head up high. Walk tall, walk straight and look the world right in the eye. All through the years that I grew up, Ma taught these things to me. But I was young and foolish then and much too blind to see. I ignored the things she said as if I'd never heard. Now I see and understand the wisdom of her words. Walk tall, walk straight and look the world right in the eye. That's what my mama told me when I was about knee-high. She said, son, be a proud man and hold your head up high. Walk tall, walk straight and look the world right in the eye.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown. When you've got worries, all the noise and the hurry seems to help, I know. Downtown, just listen to the music of the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalk where the neon signs are pretty. How can you lose? The lights so much brighter there. You can't forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown. Things will be great when you're downtown. No finer place for sure. Downtown, everything's waiting for you.
Geen Ad Bouman top 10, maar dan wel een oude Radio Londen top 10 uit januari 1965. Nog eventjes snel een overzicht. Nummer 10, Cast Your Fate to the Winds van de Sound Orchestra. Nummer 9, Downtown van Petula Clark. Nummer 8, Walk Tall van Val Doonigan. 7, Golden Lights van Twinkle. 6, Ferry Cross the Mersey, Jerry and the Pacemakers. Nummer 5, Somewhere van PJ Proby. 4, I Feel Fine van de Beatles. 3, Girl Don't Come van Sandy Shaw. Nummer 2, Go Now van de Moody Blues. En nummer 1 toen Yeah Yeah van Georgie V. U zult zich afvragen, waarom hebben we Radio Londen gekozen? Wel, wij hier bij Radio Veronica zijn ervan overtuigd dat Radio Londen de grootste invloed heeft gehad op de Europese radio in de laatste 5 jaar. En het is zelfs zo erg dat er nog constant over wordt gesproken. En dat is een van de redenen waarom we Londen hebben genomen vanavond. Een aantal opnamen van het station, toen het uitzond, tussen 23 december 1964, toen zijn ze begonnen, en 14 augustus 1972. Terug naar 2 augustus 1966 en Kenny Everett in The Breakfast Show.
Yes, live as it happens, with every chance of you, the listener, hearing a fluff, the Radio London Fab 40 Show. Yes, more than likely. Yes, commercial radio is wonderful, madam. 15 minutes after 7 o'clock right now, and you may wonder what I've been doing all night. Well, I haven't been sleeping, that's for sure. I've been up. Yes, I have indeed been among the living. What I've been doing is sitting down, talking to the technicians, and eating Bovril butties, and my body is just one heap of meat extract, I tell you. Your day breaks, your mind aches. You find that all her words of kindness linger on when she no longer needs. These are the fabulous Beatles for no one. A love that should have lasted years. Oh, aren't they superb? The Beatles and For No One. That's a track from their LP called Revolver. young knockout think it is too, and probably their best to date. It's got the most effects on it anyway. 16, 17 minutes after 7 o'clock, and you're tuned to the Big L. And now, oh, ladies, it's that voice again.
Are you the man who knows what he wants in life, then acts? Then you should get to know about Ice Blue Aqua Velva by Williams. First thing in the morning, a splash of tangy Ice Blue Aqua Velva puts action into the rest of the day. And that crisp Aqua Velva aroma lingers on and on. Williams Ice Blue Aqua Velva on a man does something to women. Tells them about the sort of man you know you are. There's something about an Aqua Velva man.
That voice could sell anything, I tell you. But Aqua Velva isn't very difficult to sell because it's selling like crazy anyway. Knockout stuff. Always use it every morning. Makes you feel like you've just leapt through a fountain. We're expecting degrees-wise 19 centigrade and 66 Fahrenheit today in the wide and atmospheric thing, you know. Number 2 on our charts from the Loving Spoonful. 18 minutes after 7 o'clock.
Hot town, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirty gritty. Bend down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around, people looking half dead, walking on the sidewalk harder than a match head. But tonight it's a different world. Go out and find a girl. Come on and dance all night. If I believe it'll be alright. Babe, don't you know it's a pity for days? Can't be like the nights in the summer, in the city, in the summer, in the city. Cool town, meeting in the city, dressed so fine and looking so pretty. Cool cat, looking for a kitty, gonna look in every corner of the city. Till I'm wheezing like a bus stop, running up the stairs, gonna meet you on the rooftop. But tonight it's a different world. Go out and find a girl. Come on, and dance all night. Like it it'll be alright. And babe, don't you know it's a pity for days? Can't be like the nights in the summer, in the city, in the summer, in the city.
Radio London, broadcasting on 266 meters in the medium wave band. And you're tuned to the Mike Lennox Breakfast Program. And it's time for a little Beatle quickie for you, kids. Hard day's night.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a dog, but when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. You know I feel alright. You know I feel alright.
Yes, indeed. There they go, trolling into the distance on their way to the bank. 19 bob in every pound. In every Beatle pound goes to the taxman. Isn't that a gut thing? No wonder they wrote a song about him. Right, 2 minutes, count them, to news time with Double D. Going up there, the Walker Brothers, 19 in our charts. You don't have to tell me.
You don't have to tell me, girl, because I know. Baby, don't
Dateline Tuesday, August the 2nd, London. The 25 MPs who make up the Standing Committee to examine the Prices and Incomes Bill are to have 2 meetings today. This is in an effort to speed up procedure. Tory leader Edward Heath plans on bringing the whole subject back onto the floor of the House, though, by calling a division tomorrow. Fowey, Cornwall. The big search for the pleasure boat Darwin is to go on today, but there seems little hope that any of the 31 people who are on board her are still alive. Planes and lifeboats have been out since first light today after the search was called off last night. Austin, Texas. The 24-year-old Texas student who killed 11 people yesterday was named by Texas police as Joseph Whitman. Police say that before the mass slaying on the campus grounds, Whitman had killed his mother and 23-year-old wife. Taking refuge in a tower, he then opened up on all below him before police moved in with their guns blazing and shot him dead. Building. In its annual report out today, the Consumer Council recommends that builders should be forced by law to guarantee the fixtures and fittings in a house for a reasonable time. Also, builders should take responsibility for the overall soundness of their houses, as well as better supervision of subcontractors. Blakeney. Tragedy for 2 children yesterday, an 11-year-old boy and his 8-year-old sister who were digging in a sandy hollow. A fall of clay, rock and soil fell in on them and they were found by their father dead. The weather. Nearly all districts of southern England will start dry and with some sunshine. However, this will not last and thickening cloud will move in from the west. This will be followed by rain. It will continue cool with temperatures not getting above 19 centigrade 66 Fahrenheit. The outlook is cool and showery. Next news on Radio London will be News in Brief at 8 o'clock.
Thanks, Double D, for the news. And there he goes, struggling back to his exercises on the deck. Poor old thing. Actually, we're leaving him behind today because all of us are going off. Yes, indeed. All the technical staff, Everett and TW, we're all leaving the boat for a week's holiday. I think well-earned, this week, yes, because I've been starving myself in an attempt to bring new concepts of radio, etc. Staying up late at night and all sorts of things, going out without food. And this is the time the boss usually listens, yes.
Ladies, get Williams electric shave. No, not for you. For your man.
Een stukje van de Radio Londen Breakfast Show, die werd uitgezonden op 2 augustus 1966. De stem van Kenny Everett, dat was de DJ. Eerste DJ's destijds aan boord van Radio Londen. De programma's gingen allemaal live de lucht in. Tony Windsor, Paul Kay, Pete Brady, Earl Richmond, Kenny Everett, later gevolgd door Dave Cash, Don Johnson, Ed Stewart. Technici in de eerste dagen, dat waren Belgen, afkomstig van TV Noordzee, het Remeiland, het enkele dagen daarvoor uit de lucht was verdwenen. Radio Londen was het eerste Europese top 40 station. Met andere woorden, er werden alleen top 40 platen gedraaid. Hun eigen top 40, die ze zelf samenstelden. Een soort tipperate. En het systeem was afkomstig uit Amerika, waar het succesvol werd toegepast sinds een jaar of 10. Goed, Ad Bouman en Vaak in Veronica Studio 2, bezig met een herdenkingsprogramma rond Radio Londen. Nogmaals, het station dat lag, het schip dan in dit geval, de Galaxy, 3,5 mijl van Frinton, als u dat opzoekt op de atlas. Dat is in de county Essex. En ze hadden niet zoveel last van wind, niet zoveel als wij hebben bij Radio Veronica, want de wind die waait meestal uit het westen en dan werden ze beschermd door de Engelse kust gewoon zonder meer. Behalve als de storm uit het oosten kwam, zoals in het volgende geval.
Here's the latest weather on wonderful Radio London.
Wet and windy, that's the forecast for the whole of the British Isles with severe gales around the coast. There may be some sunny intervals in eastern districts this morning, but the rain will return this afternoon. Below normal temperatures in the north, snow falls over high ground, and the gales force 9 and 10 off the east coast. Pretty blustery outlook, I must say. Choose chicken this weekend for your family meals. Mac chicken from Mac Fisheries. Plump, tender, full of flavour, and such wonderful value too. Just listen to Mac Fisher's prices. Mac chicken portions, minimum weight 10.5 ounces, 2 1/8 reduced to 2 6. So next time you're shopping, remember, Mac chicken, Mac Fisheries. And our time is 6 minutes past 11, and we come to the end of coffee break. Well, didn't want a coffee break today. Anyway, had a little technical trouble. Mainly, I think, due to the fact that we've had so many gales and storms out here the last few days, as I said, falling across the studio, that everything literally is falling to pieces. And we've had a right battering this last fortnight. Everything's been knocked from what's the name to breakfast time. Anyway, not to worry.
we'll struggle through. We've got Lois Lane, the friend of Stewpot. Well, not a friend, Stewpot climber last week. Got her on interview in a few moments' time. But first, a brand new record from Mr. Roy Orbison that's doing quite well stateside. See what you think of this one. Right, the title of that one is So Good. It's the new one from Mr. Roy Orbison. And the time is 9:30 past 11. As I say, oh, Christmas, everything's falling around the studio. It is too much, as one might say. Sorry, Russ, it's the secretary recording. I just can't get it sort of working. That's the thing. What we'll do now is play a record. What angle are we at? About 98 degrees, Russ?
About 40.
It's ridiculous because everything we put on here slides off again. Anyway, you'll be pleased to know that everybody's on the tender. Oh, my jingle, I wouldn't fancy that trip for anything. Anyway, the Magnificent Seven, that's all I can say for those coming out. Folks, I don't know what to do. I am stumped completely. No records, no tapes at the moment. I'm sure you don't want to hear me talking, do you? So perhaps I can get Pete Drummond to do a commercial, perhaps? I don't think we were going to be able to get Lois Lane out today. Probably what happened is that Dum Dum recorded it, or on playback or something, because we can't get any sound out of the tape. Oh, well, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Now what can I talk about? If we play records, they come off because of the angle we're tilting at. Russ could sing, perhaps, or I could sing. No, I don't think we ought to do that. You're not in a singing mood. No, there are at the moment. I must say that. Oh, well. No, I most certainly am not. Right, we'll have another bash at a record anyway. And I think we'll have to say goodbye to Coffee Break and let Drummond and Tito play it tomorrow.
Eerste grote hit voor Engelbert Humperdinck in 1966, een nummer getiteld Release Me. Daarvoor de stem van discjockey Keith Hughes aan boord van Radio Londen. Ik dacht een opname uit oktober 1966 en u kan horen dat de plaat komt uit de groeven sprong of andersom vanwege een oosterstorm die er toen woei, vanzelfsprekend. Het is destijds allemaal in Amerika begonnen met die schepen waarop zich een radiostation bevond. In 1935 al lag er een schip voor de Panamese kust met behalve een radiostation ook nog een speelhol aan boord. Daarna kwam Scandinavië in het nieuws met radiostations voor de Deense kust. In 1958 Radio Mercur, later gevolgd door Radio Zuid, Zweeds en Radio Noord, ook Zweeds. Radio Zuid lag voor Malmö, Radio Noord lag voor Stockholm. En in 1962 liep dat ongeveer allemaal af vanwege wettelijke bepalingen. 1960, het begin van Radio Veronica. 28 maart 1964, testuitzendingen Radio Caroline on 199. Gevolgd door Radio Atlanta on 201, zoals dat heette. Plus een aantal minder belangrijke stations. We gaan terug naar Londen. De stem van Tony Blackburn.
You're listening to Wonderful Radio London, where you get much more of that wonderful music. 3.5 big old minutes to 3 o'clock on Radio London. Ian Damon comes along your way. 3.5 minutes time at the top of the hour after the weather check. Swing you right the way through the afternoon. Then from 6 until 9, it's the Dum Dum. 9 until 12, the Bird Brain, Tony Brandon. 12 till 2 on London After Midnight. Once again, Ian Damon. The fabulous Ronettes. I love you there. That comes from the Ronettes, and they are. I'm afraid we've run right out of time. Well, I haven't felt on top of the world this afternoon, unfortunately, but nevertheless, I enjoyed your company. Thank you very, very much indeed for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. Look forward to being back with you tomorrow morning between 5:30 and 9 o'clock, when we shall be having non-stop Revive 45s. It's a Sunday morning, and then I shall be back with you on the Fab 40 show, which I hope you'll join me for, between 12 and 3. Stay tuned for the weather and the Ian Damon show that follows in around about 35 seconds time at the top of the hour at 3 o'clock. So until then, have a lovely Saturday afternoon and a gorgeous Saturday evening. And this is Tony Blackburn saying have lots of fun.
Dig it.
And bye for now. Bye-bye, everyone. Wonderful Radio London and the nation, of course. We are the number wonderful station. The time, 3 o'clock, less weather check. The Big L Fun Weather Tower reports that this afternoon will remain rather cloudy with patches of rain. Temperatures should remain in the upper 60s. Winds will remain fresh. Seas will be choppy. Tomorrow's forecast, unfortunately, is somewhat similar to today's. And now, right the way through till 6 o'clock, Ian Damon.
Hi there, you there. Thanks a lot, Tony Blackburn. Good afternoon, everybody. Great to be with you on a Saturday afternoon. How about this then, eh? Nice and calm. Not too bad at the moment outside, but we've got some great music for you lined up from now right the way through till 6 o'clock when Pete Drummond comes your way. Okay, all happening in the tennis too, and of course you'll hear all the latest results and everything on the Big L. Meantime, Billie Jean is leading 4 games to 3 in the second set, as a matter of fact. Ooh, we know. Okay, let's go with music.
Live this weekend where the action is.
22 and a quarter minutes past 3 o'clock. Now on the Big L, here's a climber for you. Tony Brandon's climber, as a matter of fact. Death of a Clown, Dave Davies.
My makeup is dry and it cracks on my chin. I'm drowning my sorrows in whiskey and beer. The lime same as a whip doesn't crack anymore. The limes, they won't bite and
came out yesterday, as a matter of fact, on Fire Records, and it's Tony Brandon's climber for this week. Will it go into the 40 tomorrow? Well, we'll see, won't we? Between 12 and 3 tomorrow, because that's when we bring you all the latest and the greatest of the top of the pops type music in the Fab 40 show. Tomorrow, between 12 and 3 o'clock with Tony Blackburn. Okay? Fine. 26, oh, yes, it is. It's just coming up to 26 minutes past 3 o'clock. We've got news for you with Keith's Cues at 3:30.
If you've been asking for a smooth, longer than king-size British cigarette, now you're gonna get it. Not in the UK, but in Europe, Channel Islands, cross-channel ships and duty-free shops. Longer than king-size to smoke smoother. Yet the same price, duty-free.
Longer than king size, smoother than king size.
Internationally famous to Maurier Super King.
His record has gone up way up in America, up to number 12 this week in the States, and it's on slot 33 on our Fab 40. It's called Light My Fire. It comes from The Doors, former John Peel climber.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. The time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Love that it will be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on 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 fire.
Oh, The Doors. Yeah, on Electra Records, Light My Fire from The Doors. This week it's 33 on the old Fab 40. News coming up next with Keith's Cues. We'll see you right after the news with Desmond Decker and his aces.
Juicy fruit adds to your fun. It's a hit with everyone. Fine fruit flavor, what a treat. Makes your mouth feel fresh and sweet. Juicy fruit adds to your fun. Juicy fruit chewing gum.
Treat yourself to Juicy Fruit Chewing Gum and give your taste a joyride. Juicy Fruit's got a tingling, fresh fruit flavor that lasts mouth-wateringly longer. New, exciting Juicy Fruit Chewing Gum in the bright yellow packet, 6pence.
Juicy fruit adds to your fun. It's a hit with everyone. Fine fruit flavor, what a treat. Makes your mouth feel fresh and sweet. Juicy fruit adds to your fun. Juicy fruit chewing gum.
Take some with you wherever you go.
Now the time is 3:30 on the Hi There, You There, Ian Diamond show.
Wonderful Radio London. News around the clock.
The deadline is Saturday, July the 8th, Wimbledon. And another weekend where people waited all night for tickets for today's games. At least 600 stayed overnight, some in sleeping bags, others just sitting down leaning against walls. This afternoon on the centre court, the women's singles final between Anne Jones of Britain and Billie Jean King of America. It was won by Billie Jean King. The first set 6-3, and she won in the second set 6-4. Mrs. Jones was the first British player to reach the final since 1961 when Angela Mortimer and Christine Truman represented the country. London, and the actress Miss Vivian Lee was found dead in her London flat this morning. She'd been ill for the last month. She died of tuberculosis. Miss Lee, who appeared in many films, including Gone with the Wind, was 53. At one stage in her life, Vivian Lee was married to Sir Lawrence Olivier. Nigeria, and heavy fighting is still going on between government troops and the breakaway state of Biafra. The radio station there, however, says that federal forces haven't been able to break through the frontier. Meanwhile, in Nairobi in East Africa, there are talks on the Nigerian crisis being held with President Nyerere of Tanzania, along with the leaders from Kenya, Uganda, and Zambia. The Middle East, and fighting broke out there this morning on the east side of the Suez Canal between Israeli and Egyptian forces. At least 2 Israeli soldiers had been killed and 15 wounded. It's believed that the Egyptians opened fire first with artillery. Sorry, Mr. Edward Heath, the leader of the opposition, speaking at Carshalton this morning, gave Conservative plans for the economy of Britain. The first step must be to cut taxes and to simplify the taxation system. Selective employment tax would most certainly be done away with, he said. Rhodesia, a Dakota aircraft with 20 mercenaries on board, is being held in Salisbury. 12 of them are in hospital, the other men are in police barracks. No one has been allowed to interview the men. Finally, the weather forecast, and this afternoon will remain rather cloudy with patches of rain. Temperatures should remain in the upper 60s. Winds will remain fresh, seas will be choppy. And tomorrow's forecast is somewhat similar to today, and there'll be more news on Radio London in an hour's time. On the news, it's Keith Skews.
En dat was een stukje Tony Blackburn, een stukje Ian Damon en Keith Skews on the news. En dat doet hij nog steeds, Keith Skews on the news, maar nogmaals, nu op de BBC. In 1966, en ik heb het straks geloof ik al verteld, waren er rond 11 stations die op dat ogenblik in de lucht waren. Hier volgt een overzicht. Bovenaan met de grootste luisterdichtheid, Radio Londen, gevolgd door Caroline, Noord en Zuid. Caroline Noord in de buurt van Liverpool, Zuid in de Theemsmonding en gericht op Londen. Radio 390, naar de golflengte genoemd, Radio 270, Britain Radio, Swinging Radio England, Radio Scotland, Radio Essex en Radio City. Ik weet niet precies hoeveel we er hebben, ik heb ze niet geteld, maar het moeten er rond 10, 11 zijn. Radio 390, Radio Essex en Radio City waren gesitueerd op oude verdedigingsforten uit de Tweede Wereldoorlog. Zonder meer. Het waren geen schepen, maar het was gewoon een fort. Wat hebben we er dan verder nog voor geschiedenis? Het laatste stuk wat we direct gaan laten horen wat betreft radioopname, dat is een gedeelte van het laatste uur, de final hour, wat werd uitgezonden tussen 2 en 3 op 14 augustus 1967. Nog eventjes voor wat betreft het schip, enige gegevens. Het was een oude Amerikaanse mijnenveger, de MV Galaxy. En het was er in het begin niet zo comfortabel, stond er hier een overzicht. Er waren bijna geen aparte hutten, 22 man aan boord. En het schip had een tonnage van 750 ton. De lengte was 180 voet, ongeveer 54 meter. En de breedte was 33 voet. Discjockeys die verdoefden 2 weken aan boord en 1 week aan de bol. Bemanning 3 weken aan boord, 1 week aan de wal. En die bemanning bestond hoofdzakelijk uit Nederlanders. Een van de eerste, of enige van de eerste Radio Londen hits, en nog even een klein overzichtje. It's Not Unusual van Tom Jones in 1965. Little GTO van Ronnie and the Daytonas en Concrete and Clay van Unit 12+2, die we binnenkort nog wel eens draaien. Goed, dan gaan we naar 1967. De Final Hour en de stem van Lulu, want een heleboel artiesten deden ook mee in de Final Hour om te zeggen hoe spijtig ze het vonden dat Radio Londen uit de lucht ging.
Hello, this is Lulu speaking. I'd just like to say how awful I feel that Big L is going off the air, because when I'm in my car every day I have it blaring like mad, and I really will miss it. I don't know about anybody else. And I'd like to wish all the DJs and everybody on London all the best of luck in the world.
Even though it's a lie.
W.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Great to be back on Radio London. Even if it is for this sad occasion. So many memories, so many friends that I've made among the listeners, and so many friends I've made among the crew and the disc jockeys that have worked from time to time from Radio London. And I think my closing thoughts would be how pleased I am that, particularly on Radio London, so many DJs have emerged, and you'll be able to hear them in the future. And I think that they will, through their training at Radio London, emerge in a very short time as big names. I think of names like Kenny Blackburn and Kenny Everett, Keith Hughes, Ed Stewart, Michael Lennox, and so many others. And I think, too, of the original team, and would be not wise for me to forget Pete Brady, should I say, because I think that in times to come, Pete is going to be a very, very big name, because he was, as you know, our original breakfast announcer, a very competent one. Goodbye to you, and God bless.
Okay, thank you very much, TW. And something TW has used many times in the past, usually to cover his knees, yes, is look transparent cooking film, because remember, girls, you can see right through look. It's great for wrapping sandwiches and keeping food fresh in the fridge, and you use look for roasting as well. It lets you see when the meat's cooked, and you don't take it off for browning. So look out for look in the blue and orange triangular pack, and you'll find it at your grocer, stationer, or hardware shop.
Hello there, it's John Walker. I'd just like to say I'm very sorry to hear that Big L is fighting to death, but I'm sure everything will work out all right for all the DJs and everybody, but I think we're going to miss all of them.
Breaking up is so very hard to do. If you really love him, and there's nothing I can do. Don't try to spell my feelings. Just tell me that we're through, and make it easy on yourself. Make it easy on yourself. 'Cause breaking up is so very hard to do.
And that's just exactly what we appear to be doing right here on the Big L at the moment in this, our final hour.
Use Vitalis.
Don't ruin your hair with messy grease,
Pure and natural.
or make it dry and dull with water.
Keep your hair in place all day.
Use Vitalis, the hairdressing that's clear, clean, and natural.
Use Vitalis. Pure and natural. Keep your hair in place all day.
Vitalis Secret. It's the only hairdressing with invisible V-serum.
Keep your hair in place all day.
Do your hair a favor.
Hello, this is Mick Jagger here, and saying hello to Radio London. We're very sad to see you go. We hope to see you one day again. So you've given us a lot of good times. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Oh boy, Mick, you don't know
Right you are. Thank you very much, Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones, and the last time here on Radio London.
Hello, this is John Peel, and I've only been with Radio London about 5 months, but during those 5 months, I've met some very nice, very kind people, and I've enjoyed myself very much indeed. And in some way, myself and the Perfume Garden will get back to you. Thank you.
In answer to thousands of letters that we've received from listeners during the last few days, we've produced a special 45 disc featuring some of the great highlights of Big L, so that you can hear the Radio London sound whenever you want in the months and years ahead. Get your Big L disc today. Send 12 and 6 to Radio London, 17 Curzon Street, London, West 1.
Hi, this is Bruce Johnson of the Beach Boys, and I wish the rest of the guys could be here to say farewell to Radio London. And I had a lovely day Friday out in the ship with all the guys, and the rest of the Beach Boys and myself are very sorry that Radio London's going off the air, because we feel that because of Radio London, we owe a lot of our success to Radio London's playing of our records. And we're very sad to see it go off, as a lot of our fellow American artists are, and we'd just like to say thank you.
My children raised, you know they suddenly rise. They started so long ago, head to toe, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I've been in the town so long and back in the city, I've been taken for lost and gone and unknown for a long, long time. Fell in love years ago with an innocent girl from the Spanish and Indian home full of the heroes and once the night continued where the light, and she was right in the rain of the bullets that eventually brought her down. But she's still dancing in the night, unafraid of what to do in a town full of heroes and
Radio Veronica met het nieuws.
De hoofdpunten uit het nieuws van vandaag. In het Amerikaanse weekblad Time is een nieuw vredesplan voor Vietnam gepubliceerd dat adviseur Kissinger zou hebben voorgelegd aan Noord-Vietnam. Kissinger heeft vandaag weer een ontmoeting gehad met de Noord-Vietnamese onderhandelaars Le Duc Tho en Xuan Thuy. De 2 Palestijnse meisjes die betrokken zijn geweest bij de kaping van een Belgisch vliegtuig zijn door een Israëlische krijgsraad tot levenslang veroordeeld. President Amin van Oeganda heeft de Britse onderhandelaar Rippon gevraagd morgen met hem te komen praten over de uitwijzing van de Aziaten. Bij een bomaanslag in de Noord-Ierse hoofdstad Belfast zijn 2 Britse militairen om het leven gekomen. De tweede ronde van het Russisch-Amerikaanse overleg over beperking van de strategische bewapening zal waarschijnlijk in oktober beginnen. De windhoosramp op Ameland heeft een 3e mensenleven geëist. De totale schade van de ramp wordt geschat op 1 miljoen gulden. De ministers Nelissen en Van Agt bespreken in Den Haag de gespannen situatie in Rotterdam met een delegatie van het gemeentebestuur van die stad. Burgemeester Thomassen heeft hiervoor zijn vakantie in Zwitserland onderbroken. Bij een diefstal in een woonhuis in Nijmegen is het afgelopen weekende voor meer dan 1,5 miljoen gulden gestolen. Bij een overval op een kantoor van de middenstandsbank in Den Haag is een bedrag van 120.000 gulden buitgemaakt. De daders zijn gearresteerd. Vandaag is het precies 5 jaar geleden dat Radio London voor goed uit de ether verdween.